Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from MyStaying Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at the Citadel Mining Outpost, another beautiful, completely vanilla modification from the Steam Workshop. I'll have a link to it down in the description below, but let's take a quick tour of the place. Now what I really like about this is a very simple mining outpost that has both very functional, but a very sort of semi-constructed feel to it, something that it feels like it's been built in a haste. So we've got a number of semi-built blocks, we've got some that have been grinded down, some that are just near completion, so you get this really cool feeling across the board. We'll start up at the top here. So at the top is built some sort of radio communication device, very important when you're communicating across the stars. And as we work our way down the station, you can see it says welcome, enjoy your stay at Romulum 7 Mining Outpost, please adhere to the station rules, thank you. So as we continue moving down, we've got two of these little landing pads on both sides. So on that side we've got a smaller one with a single connector, and on this side we've got a double connector over on this side. And what he's also done is wired these up so you've got full control of them as well. The landing pad, of course, over time, or just due to lack of resources, hasn't been completely constructed, and I really like the half cut down blocks sort of effect. And something you also will notice about this is this ship isn't completely symmetrical, meaning that one side has not been mirrored to the other, and that may wind up a few of you. But moving down to this area, we've actually got this catwalk that connects us off into this area, and something that you'll notice throughout this build is here's a number of connectors at various different increments, so different ships of different sizes can actually connect to them. And this is one of my particular favorite parts, is we've got two cargo containers here, and on the other side you can see as it wraps around we've actually got another of these docking ports. So you can see this docking port 2, docking port 3, and we've got docking port 1 there. So as these wrap around to different positions, so you can have multiple mining ships connecting up to this at once. So you can station this in the middle of an asteroid belt and send out a number of mining ships from it to collect the resources. Just a smart and nifty idea. Look at these catwalks, how they wrap around. So these semi-constructed catwalks access various different areas. So you can see you are now entering a zero gravity area. Danger, very nice little sign there. As this catwalk wraps around underneath, so you can actually access or maybe board back into another ship. You can also see what's loading and what's unloading. Now what's really cool about this as well, it has some limited protection, so if you guys wanted to use this in a survival scenario, it could fend off a few drones. And just look how they've wrapped and just added so much components. What makes this station really different is how they've just added layer and layer of block onto each other to make it look like it has some sort of function in areas such as this. We've just got a rotor that's been stuck on backwards, but doing that, it looks like it's some sort of area that's been sealed off or stopped from accessing it into that particular area. We've got the same done there with them cut down connector pipes. So moving a bit further down, we've got ourselves this bridge sort of area. From this angle though, you can see the seats are facing the wrong direction because the gravity actually changes when you're inside. Moving a bit further down, we've got a little bit of power that's going to charge some of the batteries of this station itself out on the bottom sort of strands, and we've got more styles of communication. That is extremely important when you're trying to talk to all them mining ships so they don't have collisions or whatnot when you're trying to organize the mining fleet. Now on this side we've actually got a hydrogen storage tank, and I like this area particularly because we've got these struts that I believe are window frames that have been cut down, and it looks like these tanks in this area here is actually being supported or held on with that particular area. Another turret underneath there, and we've got the refinery completely exposed, but still this exposure of the components that makes it vulnerable in a survival world makes it look even more beautiful. So two tires sticking out to the side there, and another sort of stylish way of creating an antenna. Shall we dare go aboard this ship? That is probably going to be quite hard to navigate. So we'll spawn our character in. We're on the upper landing deck, and we'll open up this door. We'll seal the airlock up behind us. Now what I've noticed about this ship is there's a lot of holes in it, meaning that there's not oxygen all the way around it, and that's quite a situation in some areas. But what you can do is, say the sun's getting a little bit too bright, you can seal up these doors like this, so you can keep it nice and dark as you move around here. A number of seats. Below here we have the cryo bay, and everything's just been compacted into this interior as you need it. This looked like a door before. You can see there's actually just two windows with a little bit of lights on both sides. Really nice indeed. And over here we've got ourselves another airlock that will actually access that other landing bay on this area. And from the character's perspective, the landing bay looks a lot larger. So below here you can actually see we've got the connectors switch on and off, so we can disconnect ships and whatnot. So we'll continue back inside through the airlock, sealing the door behind us, and we'll head down to one of the other decks. So underneath here, we've got this sort of side catwalk area that allows us to navigate back down into this further labyrinth of corridors. So you can see power time, giving us information of how much power we've got, and no damage blocks found. So a little bit of information so we can go out and repair things if we need to. We've got the conveyor connecting up to more sort of cryo bays in this area, and I guess this is like a fake bed area. And if we walk down into this area, this is where gravity starts to get really interesting. So if we cut out to the side here, we've just got another access point. This door at the moment I believe is turned off, so let's access that and see if we can turn this door back on. So the door's on, the power's on. Okay, that's going to need some maintenance. Oh, there we go. It was the airlock not letting us out in time. So there we go. Turn that door off behind us. And we're back out on that little catwalk that leads around so we can see different ships actually connecting up to the station itself. So let's go back up here and we'll enter through the airlock. So we'll let that seal up, and I believe you've got to let the seal happen before that door will go green. There we go. Perfect. So you don't have the incident where I leave doors open and we depressurize the whole cabin. So continuing down here, you can see the gravity's actually switched around, so we're actually able to enter into this room. And here we are in the kind of upside down bridge that is perfect for sort of squandering what mining supplies you've got aboard, what's working. So you've got your arc furnaces there that are just idle at the moment. Over this side we've got our reactors, our solar panels, our batteries, all the information we need. And this particular sort of station is not something that you'll be manning 24/7, but something that you'll be coming back to with supplies and then offloading and loading supplies up. So we have got some basic movement, and what's great about this basic movement is it allows us just to have enough power to accelerate and move around. And you can see the gyroscope's enough to actually dodge an incoming asteroid. So if an asteroid was coming in, you could move the ship in such a way to avoid that said asteroid or even a collision with another ship. And it also helps out when you're docking larger ships to this station. If you give it a little bit of a nudge left or right, but you should really leave that up to the captain of that ship. Anyway, just a really interesting station with a lot of semi-constructed blocks I thought you guys might want to take a look at. Anyway, there'll be a link down in the description below, and I will see you